Google Keep is one of my favorite applications that I like to use. It is a Google application, obviously, and so it's linked to my Google account. I use it for a variety of things, and so one of them is basic note taking. I have notes for work or things like that that I like to do. It can do video notes, audio notes, and all kinds of different things. So here's just a quick overview of the Google Keep app. You can find it by going on your web browser to keep.google.com. It's a basic note-taking interface, so I can change the layout of my notes to be listed in a line, or I can have them in a grid format. So I have some notes here of different things I've taken so far. But when you're going to take a new note, you just click Take a Note. You can give it a title, and you can add content to your note. So this is where I'd add information. In addition to text, I can also do things like set up a reminder. I like this where I can remind me to do something at a specific time. I can also pick a specific place. So if I have the mobile app installed on my phone, when I show up at the grocery store, if I have picked a place, it will tell me that I need to do something. So that's kind of a cool feature. I can also add collaborators to a note, so we can all be working on this together, which is a nice feature to have. I can change the color of the background of a note just to make it visually stand out. You can also add images to your note. So if you have an image, if you're working from the web version and you have an image saved to your computer, you can add it to your note. And I can archive a note, so it makes it more like a private feature. Some other things you can do are you can add labels so you can categorize your notes, and you can even do drawings and annotations. I can make a checkbox type note where it's like a grocery list or a to-do list type thing, and you can copy your note content directly to a Google Doc for heavier editing in that process. So those are just some basic web interfaces that you can do with your notes. When I hit done, I've got my note here. I can reorganize and so on. So that's kind of the general feature of Google Notes. A couple other things that I really like about Notes or Google Keep are that there are a couple Chrome extensions that work with the web browser version. So if you go to your Chrome web store and you search Google Keep, you will notice that there are a couple extensions. I like the Google Keep Chrome extension, and then I also have a pop-up for Google Keep, which is another one. If we looked under more extension results, you'd see it right down here, pop-up for Keep. So these two show up right up here in my extension menu. And what that means is if I'm on a web page or something like that, like I'm looking at an article perhaps, what I can do is the Save to Keep feature shows up only on sites that it's available on. If this is an article I might want to come back to take a note on, I can click Save to Keep, and it's essentially creating a bookmark for me, and then I can take a note and explain why I'm saving this. Use with econ class later this week. And so I can add a note and save it there. It saves it automatically. And then what you'll notice is when I go to my Google Keep app, that is already saved there, my note and the link directly to the article that's with it. So I can access this anywhere because Keep is live. And so that's a nice feature as well. Another one that I like is the Keep as pop-up. Instead of opening a tab and going to the application itself, what that does is when I click on it, it just pops up all my notes for me right from there so that I can quick make another note. I can search my notes. I can edit a note that I'd already had or so on. And so it's just a time saver instead of going to the application itself and seeing it in full screen. I can pop it up when I need it, access what I need, and then when I'm done, it's gone. So that's the web version of Google Keep, and hopefully you find some useful ways to use it.